Response video that really shouldn't be necessary. This guy here should be in philosopher prison. Yes, Puro he calls himself. Absolutely insane. Just breaks fundamental rules of, logic, rationality, and just, any just pretenses here on the internet that he takes thinking seriously. And he makes these kind of nonsensical, idiotic, retarded fucking kind of arguments. Yeah, we'll play some of this stupid stuff.
And also, it's pretty much, I don't think it really matters. It's like when you're mad at someone and your brain gives you all kinds of extra reasons or anything like this. Your brain will give you reasons. Or like when you're in puberty and you're attracted to somebody and your brain gives you all reasons. It's this and that and things you don't even know about them.
Yeah, I don't know. That seemed like I'm too far ahead. I went back. This must be his iTunes thing. Shit, sucks.
Taking that stack, shared it. Sometimes they have a chance to apologize, sometimes not. But one thing I did disagree with was in your defense against the idea of not having kids is selfish. You acted like it was selfish, like the reason to have kids are these things to have a little copy of yourself and stuff. I always knew that,
Whatever the fuck that means. I always knew that. Yeah, well, it's quite obvious that you did it for a lot of these reasons, and this whole idea that you had kids because you thought the world needed your children to save it. I mean, what? I mean, just fess up. Shit.
My kids were little, and I would say, just to give them the idea that I wasn't going to pressure them, that I always hoped that they could do whatever, that I hoped that they would be professional women pool players, but they could do whatever they wanted.
Wow, gee. That's so generous of you. So, I mean, he's basically going to, right now, he's going to basically sit there and applaud himself because his children didn't come out wanting to torture people. Like, that's somehow an accomplishment. You raise children that don't believe torture is a good idea, but somehow you deserve a fucking golden star. I don't think so.
I think they got the idea from that. They could do what they wanted. I did not try to make a clone or anything. More like I wanted to make people that were decent, that wouldn't...
Right, decent by what standard? Oh, decent by the standard that they would conduct biological experiments with no assurance that they can control it at all, no ability to pay back for any crimes they might commit against that potential life form they're going to create. Just do your fly thing, right? Create the monster and then run away. Fuck you.
Torture and things like that. That's worked. On the other hand, it's been...
Yeah, you say it's worked. We don't really have, as the test of time proven so, we haven't seen what your progeny has done yet. We haven't seen what their kids have done yet to the world. So you can't declare victory until the whole story is written.
Very hard. But it wasn't selfish, the reasons. And also, it's pretty...
Says you. All right? I mean, the logic seems pretty obvious. There's absolutely no reason to go on this adventure except for your personal reasons. All right? And there's no rationale you can come up with, like somehow your children are going to do something that's going to matter. How can you be that obnoxious to say that you're going to control the experiment, not only so much that your kids don't come out getting harmed, but that somehow they're going to be productive? Get real.
Pretty much, I don't think it really matters. It's like when you're mad at someone and your brain gives you all kinds of extra reasons or anything like this. Your brain will give you reasons. Or like when you're in puberty and you're attracted to somebody and your brain gives you all reasons. It's this and that and things you don't even know about them.
I don't even know what that nonsense means. What does that mush mean? Your brain gives you all kinds of reasons to decide to commit to an 18-year commitment that has nothing to do with sex or anything that you really desire. Any of the things that got you into the relationship, well, none of that's going to have anything to do with these things you're creating.
The gene gives people urges.
Alright, there we go. That's the part I want to get to. Sorry about the waste of time to get to this, but here, the gene gives people a reason. No, it doesn't. There's absolutely no evidence of any genetic necessity to have children. None. Zero. Just zero. Zero compulsion. You have no The genetics do not work that way. They create a desire, a hunger, okay, for an activity that doesn't necessitate procreation anymore. It did in the past. It doesn't anymore. We invented condoms. We invented lots of procedures that can fundamentally sterilize you, or at least sterilize your activity, sanitize it, clean it up, prevent it from leading to nataling. This is just bullshit. There's no genetic compulsion associated here. It's completely cultural, completely your mindset. It has nothing to do with genetics. It has to do with your programming, your disposition, your little gears in your head thing. Okay, that's where those gears are. There's nothing else. There's certainly obvious that you can create whole. Human beings can be easily programmed for an alternative disposition, and there's nothing aberrant about it in the sense that you haven't broken them. They still enjoy the activity of sex. They've merely decided to prevent pregnancy.
Reproduce, and the way it works is like with lots of urges. When the urge comes, it grabs ideas to bring in. So the reasons I had children, I could tell you what they were.
Yeah, the urge to what? Again, you're going to talk to me about an urge, all right? I can understand an urge for sexual desire is a reasonable conversation. An urge about your procreation is just going to be an urge about your ego. That just have to do with your personal fetishes, all right? So that has nothing to do with anything common to all human beings. It is specific to you people, you sickos who have a problem here. All right, you need your ego gratification. You need to satisfy some sort of perverse need to, look at the world with you in it still.
They're the real reasons. The real reasons is that statistically it's going to happen. The urge.
Well, now statistically the urge is going to happen. Again, this is just complete and utter nonsense. And how would the statistics, we could take the statistics of Shakers, we could take the statistics of human beings who have chosen otherwise. The whole Japanese civilization. Are you going to statistically say they, what's the argument going to be? That they're somehow genetically denying themselves, they're suppressing their genetic code? I don't think so.
And people try to find reasons or will based on their situation. And it can be rather selfless, but of course, if you take great pride in that selflessness, yeah, you probably are selfish. You probably are trying to indoctrinate or have a clone. So I don't really emphasize that. But it's not quite fair.
Well, whatever I don't really emphasize that. You're so transparent. You're so obviously ego-driven. It's just disgusting.
Fair to say as if it's the reasons you said. I don't think there's anything to trying to you don't have to be trying to control another entity in order to be trying to do good for your kids. You can have faith.
Yeah, faith. Isn't that charming? You can have faith. I mean, trying to do good for your kids after they're already here is a different subject, retard. Okay, the subject is having the kids in the first place, and what's the motivation to have them in the first place? And you're going to keep trying to rationalize a motivation that doesn't have to do with a delusion in your fucking head, a selfish delusion in your fucking head, and that's all there was.
That a person put in touch with themselves will blossom.
Yeah, whatever that is, right? So this is rational conversation, blossoming people and such. Fuck.
And that people can be taught ethics and learn ethics, and you can have the views.
Yeah, you can do this, you can do that, all this pie in the sky crap that has nothing to do with reality. Okay? It just doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with reality. It has to do with your assumptions that somehow you're going to control the experiment, and you are not going to control the experiment.
Ethics are natural. If you give the kids a good environment, they'll have a more naturally good.
Yeah, well, says you. Again, you're presuming ethics are defined by what? You? Huh? Is that how it works? That's what ethics are? Is Piro? I'm sorry, no. All right, you got to raise your kid to be ethically conscious about their impact on the world. So they have to be, in my opinion, if you're not raising your child to be a vegetarian, then you've dismally failed to teach ethics.
But I do agree. I mean, I think it's stupid that there's any pressure at all to have kids. The pressure should be in the other direction. I'm not pro-natalist. I'm just, I'm glad that it's like, I can think of a lot of stupid decisions I made when I was young. Probably the reasons I started programming would be stupid.
Well, geez, you just throw everything into the same pile, and it's, oh, well, it's okay. I made dumb mistakes, so everybody else can make dumb mistakes. Just keep making dumb mistakes. Just blah, 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 blah. Why don't you just admit? You said it right there. You said it. You basically called it a dumb mistake. So why don't you just say that? It was a dumb mistake, okay? It wasn't a well-informed decision, and it really should be. Is that going to break your face to just say that simple sentence that people who are going to have children should really, 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 really think for a long time, and make sure they're doing it for the right reasons? That they aren't just going on a Disneyland adventure. That it's a lot more serious than that. You're creating a new consciousness, and you're doing it in a circumstance where you're not going to be able to control the experiment.
Glad I did. And I'm glad I went into it and learned what was stupid about those reasons.
Well, you're glad I did, so you're just going to say, well, it all worked out okay for me, so I guess you can fuck up too, because, yeah, everything works out okay, because my kid didn't turn out autistic, and everything went all right. I mean, a little bit problem here and there, but okay, it's all good, blah, blah, blah. So just whitewash it again. I didn't get cancer from smoking, so smoking's cool. Go ahead, light up. Fuck you.
To tell you about parenthood in a way that would just confirm what you said.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been so much better. Why didn't you just make a video saying, look, don't have kids? I mean, really. I mean, don't have kids until you can really write down on a piece of paper a whole bunch of sentences explaining how it's a rational thing to do. And if you have, if the sentences start with "I want" and "I need" and I think it'd be good for me and all that kind of shit, well then maybe you shouldn't goddamn do it. Would that be so fucking hard for you to do instead of doing all this mushy shit and only having one little tiny sentence in there that says, well, yeah, no, I think there should be a bias against having kids, but my whole basic video is going to be about how it all worked out okay for me and it's okay and I was just, blah, 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 and everybody should just live their life on the edge and blah, blah, blah. All this fucking bullshit. I mean, you just talked right the fuck over your own message.
Well, I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to say that people should have kids. I will agree. It is a huge, crazy burden. All the stages you mentioned are true. I was aware of them. And
I was aware of them, and I didn't pay any attention to them, and I just stepped right the fuck over them, and I didn't give a goddamn, and what the fuck. But yeah, good. At least just say it at the end of the video. But I mean, yeah, why make videos that are this fucking sloppy? I mean, 1 minute you're saying one thing, the next minute you're saying another thing. I mean, this is just no fucking point. This is a no fucking point video.
It's just that, I did learn from it. I benefited from the experience.
I benefited from the experience. Right. Other people would have had a humbling remorse through the experience. They would have said, holy shit, did I ever get away with something? I mean, I got away with it, all right? But don't follow my example, because I just got fucking goddamn lucky. No, you couldn't say that. No, instead you just wishy-washy on your own fucking words.
And, you could start the Boston Marathon and go, hey, this is too long, I don't like marathons, and still learn from it. This is a funny kind of marathon where, yeah, I know I don't want to run another one, but also I really kind of think you have time for one. But some people start their families.
Well, here we go again. So you say, don't have kids, but, it's like a marathon, so maybe you feel up to it. Why not? Hey, the entrance fee is only $15. You might as well go for it. So, yeah, again, just wishy-washy on your own fucking message. Just wash it away with a bunch of whitewashy, mishy-mushy Yeah, I'm going to just keep on rationalizing and up, and I'm just going to keep on selling the pink balloon while I tell people, nah, don't fall for the pink balloon.
And restart them. So it's feasibly possible. But the fact that I don't want to run it isn't because I didn't, enjoy the experience. It's more like it's a once in a lifetime long experience that you roll out.
Wow, this all makes a lot of nothing sense again. You're just, again, could you be more wishy fucking washy? Oh, well, no, it was wrong, but it was right, but it was wrong, but it was right, but it was wrong, but it was right. Fuck.
There's definitely things I learned and things I benefit, and urges now that I don't deal with that are different for me from having gone through it.
Well, why don't you take 3.5 minutes to just contemplate for a minute all the things you might have done with your existence if you hadn't been distracted by kids and worries and concerns and expenses. Yeah, why don't you do that for a second and just give us a little bit of that. Give us a little bit of what it might have been. And yeah, there might have been that you might have been a drug-using alcoholic lunatic and died at 25. But I mean, the point is there was an alternative life, and it really isn't about whether you benefit or you don't benefit. The subject is, do people have the right to roll these goddamn dice with somebody else's welfare? I mean, if they're going to roll them, they got to make sure. They got to be so ahead of the game. They got to have fucking notebooks and... Where's my notebook? Yeah, there it is. Notebooks of stuff. They got to have it all figured out. All kinds of contingency plans. And they got to be ready for this fucking thing. And they got to understand that if you're having fun, if you're a parent and you're having fun, I'm going to say it again, you're doing it fucking wrong. Alright? Because if you're having fun, you ain't getting it. You ain't getting what you're doing. What's happening right in front of your fucking eyes. Okay? Human beings are being created. And every fucking thing that happens to them is going to be on you, fucker. Alright? And everything that happens to them is going to turn them into something. And you're going to have to try to figure out how to turn the right dials. And, add a little extra here and I'll take a little away there and fiddle with it to make it come out right. Because when it comes out wrong, it's all on you, fucker.
Since I think it is a good experience, I totally endorse anybody that doesn't want to go through it. And
yeah, well, that's just, again, more irrelevancy to the fact that there's an ethical issue tied to this, and everybody just come and walk right past that. Well, duh, people who don't feel like it shouldn't have kids. Well, god damn, like we should have to actually say that? I should actually have to advocate for the rights of people not to have children when most people aren't having sustainable population right now, and it's only the minority of the most ignorant, stupid, blood-sucking, retarded fuckwits that are sustaining human population growth. So, I mean, those statistics are the ones you ought to pay attention to. What kind of moron breeds the most?
And I don't think we should really be calling each other selfish either.
Yeah, right. Let's not find the cause of the effect. No, let's not look for the cause to the effect. Let's just pretend that the disease has no cause, and then we can just deal with symptoms forever, instead of pointing the goddamn penicillin gun right at the motherfucking cause, the little microbe of ego. Alright, that's the entire cause of this whole fucking thing. It's your fucking delusion. It's a little fucking delusion in your little brain here that's calculating life on Earth is somehow so much cooler than the absent Martians and the absent Venetians and the absent Saturnites and the absent Moonikins. Yeah, that somehow there needs to be more of this shit. And it's just a delusion in your frickin' head. That's the microbe. That's the sickness. That's the paramecium at the core of this whole fucking problem. And all we have to do is snap that little fucker out, and we don't got to worry about this shit anymore. You quit making need, we don't have to keep fixing need. Damn, you people are dumb.
Cheers.
Yeah, well, fuck you to that. So anyway. Yeah, well, anyway. I mean, the video wasn't as bad as I initially thought it was going to be, but it's still a piece of shit, because it's just fucking 1 minute he says, don't do it, don't do it, no, don't do it, no, do it, I don't, well, maybe, go ask your sock whether you should have a kid. Well, that's sort of a weird reference. Go ask the wall. Go ask the turtle. Yeah, there's a turtle over there. I'll go ask him whether I should procreate. Yeah. You know, because I can't figure it out as an ethical dilemma. Oh, what should I create? Human beings? Is that a good idea? Creating living things that will suffer and die? Struggle. What a complex question. Oh my, how complicated. No, I'm afraid not. It's really fucking easy to figure out. They don't need to be here. They're not at some gate somewhere, like, you know, Jews in a concentration camp or something. They don't need you to come to the fucking rescue.